Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I am coming to you live from Schlentz Gym on the campus of Brookline High School in Brookline, Massachusetts. Here to bring you live coverage of today's high school varsity girls basketball contest between the visiting Timberwolves of Walpole High School and the hosting Brookline High Warriors. We're getting off to a late start here today. Walpole must have hit traffic on the way out. Anyone who's ever driven to, Brookline to Walpole or Walpole to Brookline, it's not the most fun drive, so understandable predicament, but we were originally slated for a 4:30 start. Looks like we're going to start around 5 instead. You can see the pregame clock on the scoreboard cam in the bottom left corner of your screen. About 6 minutes to go before we get this one started. As always, if you end up enjoying this live stream, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And if there's anything you'd like to say, whether it be on the fun subject of just saying go Brookline or shouting out your favorite player, or on the more important side of pointing out any technical difficulties with the live stream or correcting any name pronunciations that I'm getting wrong, I encourage audience participation either in the live chat here on YouTube, or you can send me an email, and you can see my email in the bottom right corner of your screen. And as always, I want to thank Ash Dental for sponsoring this broadcast. Ash Dental, located right in Coolidge Corner. Book your next dental appointment with local dentist and BHS sports parent Dr. Brandon Esch for the non-corporate personalized dentistry our community deserves. Call 617-566-0103 or go online to eshdental.com to find out more and book your appointment. Once again, 617-566-0103 or go online to eashdental.com. And you can find all that information in the description section down below, and you can see that nice Ash Dental logo there in the bottom center of your screen. Walpole projects to be a tough opponent for Brookline. The Timberwolves come into this game with a record of 7-3. They were ranked 8th in the MIAA Division II power rankings that came out last Friday. Brookline, meanwhile, enters with a record of 4-5. They are ranked 27th in the Division I power rankings, as Brookline is trying to fight for a playoff spot. Reminder, the top 32 teams in the power rankings in each division make the state tournament, as well as any teams that finish with a 500 or better record. Last year, these two teams faced off in Walpole in a January 26 contest. Some of you might remember, as we live streamed that one as well. Walpole got the win 54-41, but it was a solid showing for a growing Brookline team at the time, led by 11 points from Nefeli Agakich, 10 from Olivia Matarazza, and 9 from Amelie Hauner. But Walpole was well in control, led by a astounding 28 points from Bella Bingham, who was a sophomore at the time, a junior this year for the T-Wolves. They also got 13 points from Isabel Adams, who would be a senior for Walpole this year, but she transferred to Dexter Southfield. Well, we got 3 minutes before we get this one underway, so I'm going to roll our intro video now. From Schlentz Gym, it's Warriors versus Timberwolves. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, and you are watching Brookline High Basketball. Gillespie to Wheeler. Wheeler fakes, runs in, layup is good. to Mackey. Mackey up top, disrupted by Kimbrough, giving chase, and she knocked it loose. Kimbrough going up, hits it. Wood ends off. Agakich tries for three and hits it. Nothing but net from Nefeli Agakich. Now Jansen running it the other way. Pass stolen. Great interception by Wood. She goes fast break for the layup. Haverkamp goes up top to Cheerwar. They're still looking around. Stolen by Makaleski. Makaleski stole the ball. And time ticks away. Brookline victorious on their home floor. All right. Minute and a half left on the pregame clock as we get ready to get this one underway. PA announcer will soon take over and give us our starting lineups and the start of this ball game. All right. There were our starting lineups and national anthem. We're about to have our opening tip-off here with a fresh 8 minutes placed on the clock for the first quarter of this game. Starting lineup for Brookline, running back the same starting lineup they had in their win at Weymouth last week. Starting lineup of Skylar Makaluski, Jada Kimbrough, Ivy Wheeler, Nefeli Agakich, and Olivia Matarazza. For Walpole, their starters, Tori Adams, Abby McMahon, Bella Bingham, Katie McDonald, and Emily Mulgrew. Pretty young set of squads on both sides. Between the two starting lineups, just one senior, and that's Matarazza for Brookline. Makaluski, a freshman. The rest of the Brookline starters, all juniors. For Walpole, two sophomore starters in McDonald and Mulgrew, and the rest of the crew are juniors. Here we go. Brookline versus Walpole. The opening tip goes to Makaluski, running towards the hoop. Layup is good. That's the third time I've seen Brookline score off the opening tip-off immediately this season, and the second game in a row that they've done that. McDonald fakes, tries for three, and swish. Katie McDonald answers right back as Walpole goes up 3-2. Kimbrough walks it up for Brookline, throws it over to Makaluski on the wing. Makaluski throws up top to Agakich. Now over to Kimbrough. Kimbrough gives to Wheeler. Now to Agakich from the wing, looking. Starts to dribble, doesn't have the hole, gives it to Matarazza at the top. Now over to Kimbrough. Kimbrough surveying her options. Swings it over to Makaluski. Makaluski at the top. They're running out of shot clock. Makaluski runs in, hooks it. Off the rim, no good. Rebound, Matarazza. Put back, no good, but draws the foul. Some good aggressiveness from the freshman, Skylar Makaluski, as we take a look at the replay of that game-opening bucket. If she's got a matchup that she thinks she can win on the dribble drive, you know, I hope to see the freshman continue to attack and see what she can do on the score sheet here as Matarazza goes 2 for 2 at the line. Brookline takes the lead 4-3. Bringing it up is Emily Mulgrew. Now pass it over to Bella Bingham. Bingham had 28 points against Brookline last year. McDonald throws it inside to Bingham. Backing down, going inside. Shot no good. Might have been slightly disrupted by Matarazza, but it's an offensive board. McDonald for three, no good. This one knocked out of bounds. Last touched by Abby McMahon, who almost got another offensive board for Walpole. Makaluski walking it up for Brookline. Swings it over to Kimbrough. Kimbrough. Oh, ball got pinned up against her hip and she commits the double dribble. That's going to give it back to Walpole. Bringing it up now, I believe, is Tori Adams. Adams swings it to Mulgrew, back to Adams. Adams throws it high and off the fingertips of Mulgrew, out of bounds. Was trying to account for the defensive coverage of Agakich and overshot it for the turnover. Kimbrough gives to Wheeler. Wheeler from the wing. Bounced it over to Matarazza, now over to Makaluski. Makaluski starts to drive but hits traffic. Now kicks out. Agakich tries for three. No good. Rebound bouncing. And it's out of bounds as a couple Walpole players were able to box out Ivy Wheeler, who was trying to chase after it. It'll simply be Walpole ball. Mulgrew facing the blitz, chucks it up to Adams, throws it up to McMahon, gives to Bingham, floater, no good. Own rebound, turnaround, shot, no good. Own rebound again, throws a pass to McMahon. McMahon kicks it out. Adams steps in, throws out to Mulgrew, to the corner. McDonald for three, no good. Rebound goes to Bingham, pass deflected, but does get to Adams. Adams retreats, throws it across to Mulgrew. Mulgrew gives it back to Adams. Adams inside Bingham, and a reach foul called on Brookline. Brookline has got to do better on the boards as that foul called against Kimbrough, first personal, first team. Rebounds have been a problem at points, several points throughout the season for Brookline. They can't keep giving Walpole opportunities on offense like this. Adams tries for three, off the mark. Rebound is going to be a jump ball, and that's going to stay with Walpole as both Mulgrew and Wheeler got their hands on that one. But again, Brookline has got to get better positioning on their rebounds. Inbound goes to Bingham, fights through, shot goes up and rolls in. Bella Bingham contorting her body to get around Matarazza after threading the needle between a couple defenders on the dribble drive. First 2 points of the night for her. Matarazza now at the ball for Brookline, gives to Kimbrough. Kimbrough surveys from the top. Swings it over to Wheeler. Wheeler goes inside Matarazza, turnaround jumper, no good. Brookline fans looking for a foul call on that one. They did not get it. Bingham throws to the corner. McDonald back out to Bingham. Bingham swings it over to Adams. Adams back to McDonald. McDonald over to Mulgrew. Back to McDonald. To the baseline, McMahon. McMahon back out to McDonald across Mulgrew. Back to McDonald, tries for three, no good. Rebound, well boxed out by Aga Kitch as she lets that one bounce out of bounds. Brookline ball. 5-4, the Walpole lead here midway through the first. Kimbrough brings it up and hands off to Makaluski. Makaluski sees a lane, runs in, layup is good. I'm telling you, Makaluski is getting those driving lanes. If she keeps attacking them, she could end up with a really big night tonight. Mulgrew gives to McDonald inside Bingham. Bingham tries a shot, no good. Rebound Makaluski. And a reach foul called on Walpole. Much better job on the rebound. You could see Matarazza passing off Bingham over to Aga Kitch so that Matarazza could remain under the basket to be an extra body to fight for rebounds. She didn't get the rebound that time, but that's good positioning. Makaluski hands off to Aga Kitch. Aga Kitch sees a lane, runs in, floater, no good. Airballed it. Just wide of the mark on that one. 6-5, the Brookline lead currently. As Mulgrew throws it over to Adams. Back to Mulgrew. Goes inside Bingham. Bingham out to the corner. McDonald over to Mulgrew. From the wing for three. No good. Rebound. Chased down by Makaluski. Makaluski gets swarmed and was not able to throw it up to a racing Kimbrough. Instead, it'll be walked up by Aga Kitch. Aga Kitch off a screen. Nothing there. Gives to Wheeler. Wheeler to the corner. Kimbrough. Kimbrough around to the top, hands off to Makaluski. Makaluski hands off Wheeler. Wheeler running in, a left-handed layup is short as that went off the nose of the Walpole player. It's going to stay with Brookline. She wasn't able to fully box out Wheeler, who was trying to push through to grab that one. It goes off the face of McMahon and stays with Brookline, but they've been short and wide on their last couple of layup attempts. As Olivia Zanini checks into the game, as well as Izzy Wood. Wood now at the ball. Wood off a screen, sees a lane, goes in, shot no good. Oh, and she didn't get the shot off in time. Shot clock violation because Wheeler's initial shot that led to the out of bounds didn't touch the rim, so the shot clock didn't reset. Now bring it up for Walpole number 12, who's not on the roster I was given. McDonald throws it out to 12. 12 across to Adams. Adams back to 12. Back to Adams. Fakes, cuts across. Throws it out to McDonald. Fakes, steps in. Long two. No good. Slightly disrupted by Matarazza. Offensive rebound, but a pass intercepted by Zanini. Zanini lost it. Taken away by Bingham. Bingham runs in. Shot no good, but draws the foul on Makaluski. Good hustle for the ball by Zanini, but she tried to hustle up the court with it herself, with limited space to work with near the sideline, and she ran into a wall there and lost the ball. Bella Bingham hits the first of 2 free throws to tie us up at 6 apiece. Checking back in, Emily Mulgrew replacing Katie McDonald. And missed the second free throw, but the putback is good from Mulgrew. 8-6. As Walpole effectively gets 3 points off of 2 free throws. Wood with the ball at the top, starts to drive, try to pass, but lost it, but got a deflection there as that went off the hand of number 15, Maran Gallivan. Now looking for the inbound, gives to Zanini in the corner, steps in, throws across, Makaluski, step back 3, no good. Rebound fought for, they go to the floor, Matarazza gets it, pass gets out to Wheeler, and Wheeler double dribbles. She was trying to look to get the pass away, but her teammate wasn't quite in position yet. That hesitation led to the double dribble. Nice steal, Makaluski lost it along the sidelines. It was a good pass block, but Makaluski couldn't corral it before it touched that out-of-bounds line. Inbound goes to 12. Now back to Mulgrew, inside Bingham, swarmed by defenders, turnaround, throws out 12. Fake, steps in, kicks out, 3 ball from Gallivan, sails it long, rebound by Adams, gives out to Bingham, Bingham fakes, runs in, shot, blocked by Makaluski, but Matarazza lost the ball, picked up by Gallivan, layup is good. Again, Brookline just juggling after picking up these loose balls. Wood throws it over to Makaluski. Up top, Zanini tries for 3, no good. Rebound collected by 12. 12 chucks it up. 3-point ball from Adams is short. Rebound is collected by Bingham, tries the putback, no good, disrupted by Matarazza. Rebound, Makaluski chucks it up for Zanini, who catches it over her head, throws inside, Matarazza layup, good, and 1. Brilliant play. Got to give a lot of credit to Olivia Zanini. Look at this pass catch over her head like a wide receiver, and then a quick turnaround pass to a cutting Olivia Matarazza, who's now got 4 points and will be going to the line for the end 1 with 15.2 seconds left here in the first. I'm not sure what's going on here. The players aren't lining up on the blocks. Was there some kind of technical foul or something? What's going on? There was a tech. Oh my gosh, I was too busy looking at the replay of that last bucket. I must have missed it. And Matarazza hits the end 1. And I think they're going to swap her out. Oh, no, it was a tech against Brookline. Okay, so Matarazza got to shoot the end 1. Now Walpole is going to shoot the technical. This will be Bella Bingham. Hits the first, and she's now got a team-leading 4 points here in the first quarter. And can't get the rim roll on the second. But now it'll be Walpole ball. 11-9 the score with seconds left here in the first. Mulgrew with the ball. Gives it to 12 at the top. Back to Mulgrew. Steps in. Throws down low. Gallivan's reverse. No good. Ball's ripped away by Zanini, who's running with it. She's got to chuck the shot. Wood couldn't get it off in time and missed it anyhow. Olivia Zanini with the assertiveness there against the taller Abby McMahon. She just ripped the ball out of her hands. couple nice plays from the Brookline senior to close out that first quarter. Our score at the end of one, Walpole 11, Brookline 9. Here at this break between the first and second quarter, I remind you this broadcast is brought to you in part by Esch Dental. Does anxiety keep you from seeking the dental care you need? You are not alone. Esch Dental gets it. They get you. Esch Dental in Coolidge Corner offers many options for management of dental anxiety. Go online to eschdental.com or call 617-566-0103 to book your consultation. Once again, eschdental.com or call 617-566-0103. And you can find all that information in the description section down below. Individual point totals in that first quarter. 5 points from Olivia Matarazza to lead Brookline. 4 points from Skylar Makaluski for Walpole. 4 points from Bella Bingham. 3 from Katie McDonald. 2 each from Maran Gallivan and Emily Mulgrew as we start the second quarter here. Zanini with the ball on the wing, throws inside. Matarazza lost the ball as she was trying to go for the turnaround. Loose ball picked up by Mulgrew, running the floor, running in, layup no good. Rebound ricochets, and it's going to be a jump ball as both Makaluski and Gallivan got their hands on it. Inbound, McMahon throws out to 12, back to the corner. McDonald goes inside, McMahon out to 12, tries for 3 and hits it. Still not entirely sure who number 12 is, but Wood lost the ball off her foot. Another giveaway by Brookline as that forces the jump ball. Possession arrow will go to Brookline, but again, Brookline's got to get the butter off their fingers here. They've had a couple of bad drops as Aga Kitch floats this one into Matarazza for an easy 2. 7 points now for Olivia Matarazza as Walpole runs it up. Mulgrew from the wing goes inside McMahon. McMahon looking around, kicks out Mulgrew, goes baseline. That pass from Gallivan ricochets and is intercepted by Makaluski, who draws the reach foul. (14-11). The Walpole lead as again Aga Kitch floats it inside Matarazza, who battles her way to the hoop for another 2. She's got 9 points early here in the second as a running jumper is no good there. Rebound Aga Kitch. Aga Kitch bringing the ball up. Starting to drive, kicks out Makaluski for 3, no good. Rebound Zanini. Zanini retreats, gives it back to Makaluski, over to Aga Kitch. Aga Kitch runs in, floater, banks it for 2. Nefeli Aga Kitch with 2 assists and 2 points in the first 2 minutes of this quarter as they're going to try for 3. Mulgrew short on the three-pointer. Another rebound by Zanini. Lost the ball, but it bounces up to Makaluski. Olivia Zanini, one of the shortest players on the floor out there, and she's fighting well for the rebounds as Makaluski hits a tray, and a timeout is called by Walpole. 7 points now for Skylar Makaluski. As off the screen from Matarazza, she found herself open and put that one up for a nice tray. Sorry about that. I was trying to different tripod today for my scoreboard cam, and as you might have noticed, it's been a little unsteady. I might see if I can switch it. You know, during halftime or something. But for now, Brookline with an 18-14 lead off that three-pointer from Makaluski. Brookline applying some pressure on the inbound, but it will be brought up by Mulgrew. Mulgrew gives McDonald for three. McDonald answers with another tray. McDonald now at 6 points. Zanini with the ball for Brookline. Gives it up top to Agakic. Agakic swings it over Makaluski, sees a lane, runs in, lost the ball, but draws the foul and will go to the line for two. Brookline really playing pretty even and back and forth with one of the top teams of Division II. As Makaluski short on her first free throw. That foul was called on Mulgrew, first personal, second team foul. Not a lot of fouls so far in this game. As Makaluski goes 1 for 2 at the line, she's got 8 points here in the first half. Mulgrew looking around, throws to the corner. They go inside McMahon, a shot is good. Abby McMahon with the first 2 points of her night. Agakic holding it on the wing, drives in, layup no good, draws the foul. We're all square at 19 apiece. As she hits the first of two. Jada Kimbrough checks back in for Brookline, replacing Olivia Zanini. As Agakic 2 for 2 at the line. 21-19, the Brookline lead, 3 minutes into the second, as Mulgrew sprints that one up. Looking around, goes inside Bingham, back out to Mulgrew. Mulgrew running in, layup, no good, rebound Makaluski. Makaluski running with it, throws it, Kimbrough traveled. Oh, needed to get a dribble in there as she was catching that pass. It was a great find by Makaluski, but just slightly off on the finish there. McDonald gives to Mulgrew. Mulgrew across the top, swings it back to McDonald. McDonald swings it to Mulgrew. Mulgrew goes inside, poked away by Matarazza, but recovered by Mulgrew. Mulgrew goes down low to McMahon. McMahon throws to Bingham. Bingham hits the layup and draws the foul. Boy, that's one of those plays where I wish I had some of that technology that the professional networks have. Like, you know how they sometimes measure how many feet a player runs off ball during a play? I wish we could have seen that for Bingham as she hits the and one and now has 7 points. Because she was running all over the place being chased by Jada Kimbrough and somehow got open for the layup. Makaluski throws to the corner. Wood running in, extra pass, disrupted by Bingham, picked up by Adams, throws up to Bingham. Bingham goes in, hits it again, and one once again. A quick 5 points from Bella Bingham, and she's going to the line to try and make it 6 and become the first player to reach double figures tonight. Subs on both sides for Brookline. Ivy Wheeler replaces Skylar Makaluski. And for Walpole, number 12 checks back into the game. Bingham hits the and one. She's got 10, the first player from either side to reach double digits as Walpole goes up by 4. Matarazza to Wheeler to Agakic. Back out to Wheeler. Back to the corner, Agakic. Back out Wheeler. Across to Kimbrough. Kimbrough missed through that pass as Bingham takes it away. Bingham throws to the corner, 12 for 3, no good. Rebound picked up by Aga-Kitch. Aga-Kitch running in transition, goes in, goes up, hits it and one. Good decision-making by Nefeli Aga-Kitch on that play. There was a crowd of players around her, but she still read that driving lane perfectly and knifed her way through for that transition bucket and drew the foul. And hits the and one. Aga-Kitch typically not the best free throw shooter, but she's 3 for 3 to start at the charity stripe today. Pass down low, 12, hits the layup. Again, Walpole answers immediately. 27-24, the Timberwolves lead. Aga-Kitch throws it over to Kimbrough, to the corner, Wheeler, back out to Kimbrough. Kimbrough across the top, gives to Matarazza, mid-range jumper, no good. Rebound tipped and picked up by McMahon. 12 running with it, throws it up, Bingham going inside, lost the ball. Oh, but they're gonna say that a Brookline player knocked it out of bounds, and it will stay with Walpole. Subbing in Katie McDonald and Moran Gallivan. For Brookline, number 22, Viviana McDonald, seeing the floor for the first time, replacing Matarazza. McDonald inbound to Bingham. Bingham backing down, turnaround shot, won't go, rolls off the rim, offensive rebound, put back no good, and McMahon trying to save it but cannot. Good defense by McDonald down low against Bingham, but again, Brookline's got to be strong on the rebounds. Kimbrough gives to Wood. Wood looking, gives it back to Kimbrough. Now to the corner, Wheeler, back out to Kimbrough. Back to Wheeler, and back out to Kimbrough. Back to Wheeler again as they're just playing catch, and almost stolen by Gallivan there, but lost it out of bounds. .224 on the clock here in the second quarter. Walpole leads by 3. Wood with the ball, gives to Aga-Kitch in the corner. Out to Wood. Slings it across to Kimbrough. Kimbrough chucks a 3-ball, banks it. Jada Kimbrough just lofted up a prayer as she was running out of shot clock. As that pass goes through the hands, jumping in for it was Wheeler, and Wheeler drew the foul. The hustle from Ivy Wheeler as we take a look at the replay of that three-pointer. Had a defender in her face, but had just 2 seconds on the shot clock and just chucked that one up and banked it. And now that's actually 5 fouls for the quarter for Walpole. So Wheeler, having drawn that foul, will go to the line for the double bonus. Off on the first. Wheeler 1 for 2 at the line, and Brookline back up 28-27. 12 looking around, throws to the corner, Gallivan. Gallivan goes inside to McMahon. McMahon draws the foul on McDonald. Not enough for the bonus free throws, but the possession will stay with Walpole. Inbound into traffic, to the floor. It's picked up by Aga-Kitch. Good disruption by McDonald. Aga-Kitch walks it up for the Warriors. Knifing through, throws to the corner. Kimbrough runs baseline, floater, hits it. You can't just assume Kimbrough's going to go for the pass. She's got nice touch on those floaters. 5 points tonight for Jada Kimbrough. Backing down, turnaround shot, Bingham, no good. Rebound, knocked loose, chased down by 12. 12's got a screen, runs in, reverse layup, won't go. Rebound is going to be a jump ball, possession arrow to Walpole with 1:16 on the clock here. As a substitution comes in for the Timberwolves. I think that's number 10, Tori Adams back in the game, replacing Gallivan. 12 to inbound. Throws it up top to Adams. Adams running in. Floater won't go. Rebound bounces around and is picked up by Kimbrough. Kimbrough in transition. She's got speed. Euro step. No good on the lay-in as the rebound bounces back. And now it's being sprinted the other way. And the layup still won't go. Putback from Bingham was blocked. And we got a push foul against Walpole here in the middle of that craziness. And it's going to be another trip to the free throw line for Brookline. As we take a look at a replay of Kimbrough's nice floater from a couple possessions ago. Said it before, she's got such great touch on that ball. Going to the line again is Wheeler. Hits the first. Brookline with a 2-possession lead now, 31-27 with 55.5 on the clock here in the second quarter. Wheeler in and out on the second rebound, tipped, almost grabbed by McDonald, but instead it's taken by Gallivan. Bingham chucks one up to 12, 12, extra pass, stolen by McDonald. Izzy Wood running it the other way, almost lost it as she was thinking about a pass, escapes the defense, now chucks it across to Wheeler. Wheeler trying to run in, ball stolen away by McDonald. And they did call the jump ball as Wheeler managed to fall on it. Possession arrow to Brookline. 33.3 on the clock as Aga Kitch inbounds to Kimbrough. Kimbrough throws to the corner to Wood. Back out Kimbrough. Kimbrough looking, throws it across Aga Kitch. Aga Kitch back to Kimbrough. Around to Wood. Inside McDonald. McDonald throws it out. Aga Kitch going to try for three. No good. Sails it. Going to the floor. It's picked up by Adams. Adams throwing it up. Bingham in transition. No shot as Wheeler chased her down, but throws up a desperate heave. No good. Picked up by Aga Kitch, and that is going to be halftime. Our score at the half, the Brookline High Warriors 31, the Walpole High Timberwolves 27. And a pretty well-rounded scoring spread for Brookline. Olivia Matarazzo leading the way for the Warriors with 9 points. Skylar Makaluski with 8. Nefeli Aga Kitch with 7. Jada Kimbrough with 5. And Ivy Wheeler with 2 at the free throw line. For Walpole, Bella Bingham still their top scorer, but Brookline has actually done a pretty good job of limiting her, although she does have 10 points in the half. Katie McDonald with 6, number 12 with 5, and then 2 points each from Abby McMahon, Maran Gallivan, and Emily Mulgrew. And now we'll have a performance from the Brookline cheerleaders. All right, that was a performance from the Brookline High cheerleading team. And now during this halftime break, once again, I remind you this broadcast brought to you in part by Esch Dental in Coolidge Corner. Esch Dental's vision is to make your dental appointment an experience to look forward to. Boutique means on-time appointments. Boutique means high-tech. Boutique means integrity. Go online to eschdental.com or call 617-566-0103 to find out how you can experience Esch Dental. Once again, eschdental.com or call 617-566-0103. You can find that information in the description section down below, as well as a link to the official Venmo account of the Triple Threat Booster Club, the official booster club of Brookline High Girls Basketball. And you can also find links for our local charity spotlight, Brookline Cares. Brookline Cares is a volunteer organization run by BHS students which seeks to raise awareness and funds to help people experiencing homelessness. Brookline Cares works closely with an organization called the Empowerment Plan, which hires and trains those experiencing homelessness to manufacture their special type of coat, known as the Empower Coat, which can double as a sleeping bag. The coats help to keep those struggling with homelessness warm during these colder winter months, while the jobs manufacturing those coats can help break the cycle of homelessness through gainful employment. Over the past 3 years, Brookline Cares has purchased and distributed over 200 Empower Coats and 1,000 pairs of Bombas socks to local community organizations and emergency departments that care for the homeless, and you can help them bring more warmth to those in need. Down in the description section of this video, you can find a link on the website classy.org where you can donate money to the Brookline Cares team, supporting their efforts to purchase more Empower Coats. Or if you're a student interested in joining Brookline Cares, you can find a link to the organization's own website on wixsite.com where you can find more information about the group and how you can contact them. Once again, check out those links in the description section down below and help spread the warmth this winter with Brookline Cares. Once again, all those links and phone numbers I just gave in the description section down below. And if you know of any local organizations, businesses, or charities that you think would benefit from the extra visibility on these streams, I encourage you to get them in touch with me. But for now, it is halftime. Brookline 31, Walpole 27. I'm Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I'm going to take a break and mute the mic, but I'll be back with the second half. Stay tuned. Hello again, back on the mic. Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan coming to you live from Schlentz Gym at Brookline High School in Brookline, Massachusetts. Here to bring you the second half of this high school varsity girls basketball contest between the Brookline High Warriors and Walpole High Timberwolves. Walpole with the first possession of the third quarter, passing it around. McMahon lays it in for two. 2 points from Abby McMahon. She's now got 4 today. As Brookline taking it the other way, they lead by 2, 31-29. Long pass from Agakic to Kimbrough to the corner. Wheeler goes inside. Matarazza backing down, looking around, kicks out Kimbrough. Kimbrough starts drive, gives Agakic to the corner. Makaluski goes inside. Matarazza again backing down. Turnaround, strip from behind, out of bounds, stays Brookline ball. Sorry, I just barely got back on the mic in time for that. I was swapping out for what I hope is a slightly sturdier tripod for our scoreboard cam this half. Kimbrough swings it over to Wheeler. Back to Kimbrough. Kimbrough. Oh, lost the ball. Ripped away by Tori Adams. Throws it up to Bella Bingham, who hits the fast break layup. Bingham now at 12 points, as just like that, Walpole has tied it up here in the third. Makaluski running, lost it out of bounds, was disrupted by Tori Adams, but it flew off Makaluski's hand after being disrupted by Adams, so Makaluski still touched it last. Adams gives to McDonald, back to Adams at the top, back over to McDonald, through her hands, out of bounds. The high pass backfires for Walpole there. Kimbrough gives to Wheeler. Now to the corner, Agakic. Agakic back out to Wheeler. Wheeler throws it across, intercepted, stolen away. Fast break, McDonald goes up, no good. Rebound, Bingham. Put back, won't go, but she draws the foul. Brookline having some serious problems with turnovers on the perimeter. Their guards have to do a better job of seeing the open passing lanes and knowing when to dribble and when to pass. Bella Bingham hits the first of 2 free throws. That foul was called on Ivy Wheeler. First personal, first team foul. Wheeler was a big part of the defensive effort to try and limit Bingham in the first half. As she misses the second, rebound tipped several which ways. Going to the floor for it. And they're going to call a jump ball, possession arrow to Brookline. Since Walpole got the first possession of the quarter, it might have been a little quick to call the jump ball, but when multiple players dive on it on the floor, that's typically, you know, the refs will call those pretty fast. Kimbrough drives, floater, goes. Jada Kimbrough, she's strong on those floaters. 7 points tonight. Adams throws it around the perimeter. They go down low, knocked out of bounds by Makaluski. Emily Mulgrew was trying to find Abby McMahon under the hoop, but Makaluski disrupting that one. Inbound goes to Bingham, who gives it to Adams. Across Mulgrew to the corner to McDonald. McDonald back out to Mulgrew and back over to McDonald, back to Mulgrew to Adams, inside McMahon. McMahon's pass does get through to Bingham, and a defensive foul is going to be called against Matarazza. I think a lot of Brookline fans, after seeing Makaluski go flying on that play, probably wanted a foul call, but the fact is, you know, Bingham had her hands on the ball, and she's allowed to rip that ball away from any defenders. Bingham off on the first free throw. She's been shooting about 50% from the stripe so far. And once again, she goes 1 for 2, 14 points now for Bingham, And we're all tied up at 33 apiece. Agakich over to Wheeler. To the corner, to Makaluski. Inside, Matarazza lost the ball, picked up by Adams. Thrown up. Baseline shot from Bingham is long. Rebound by Mulgrew. Kicks it out. Adams for three. No good. Rebound Agakich. Agakich just going to walk it up for the Warriors. Gives to Makaluski. Makaluski gets through the double team. Throws to the corner to Wheeler. Wheeler chucks it out to Makaluski. Makaluski tries to knife through again, almost lost the ball. Kicks it out, Wheeler, running baseline. Floater, no good. Rebound, Matarazza. Putback, no good. A lot of physicality, but no call as Bingham takes that one away. Goes fast break and draws the foul on Makaluski. Bella Bingham going to the free throw line again. This is already her third trip to the stripe in this third quarter. As she again just doesn't get the rim roll and misses the first. Substitution for Brookline. Excuse me. Olivia Zanini into the game, replacing Jada Kimbrough. And Bingham misses them both this time. Rebound by Zanini. Zanini gives to Wheeler. Back over to Zanini. Now to the corner, Agakich. Back out to Zanini. Zanini's pass blocked and stolen by McDonald. Another takeaway by the Walpole defense. Mulgrew swings it over to McDonald. Back to Mulgrew. Now over to Adams. Inside McMahon. McMahon swarmed. Gets the pass away. Almost knocked loose by Zanini, but it's picked up by Mulgrew. Running floater won't go. Rebound Wheeler. And a reach foul is going to be called on Adams. And a timeout is now going to be called by Brookline, as they've been outscored 6-2 here in the first 4 minutes of the third quarter. As we check out the replay of Brookline's only made shot from the field so far here in the second half on that running floater by Jada Kimbrough, who is now tied with Agakich for third in scoring on Brookline so far with 7 points. That eclipses the 4 points that Kimbrough scored against Walpole last year. Brookline keeping things much closer than they did against Walpole last year. And they're doing a much better job limiting Bella Bingham, who again had 28 points against Brookline in last year's game. So far today, she's only got 14. Part of that certainly is that Brookline doesn't have to give a big amount of defensive attention to Isabel Adams, who transferred to Dexter this year, away from Walpole. Out of the timeout, pass goes into Matarazza, who's backing down, turnaround kick out. Agakich tries for three, in and out. No rim luck there for Agakich as that one bounces out of bounds off of Matarazza. Adams walks it up, swings it over to Mulgrew, back to Adams, back to Mulgrew, inside Bingham. Couple players' hands on the ball, no jump ball call, but Bingham whiffs on the layup, rebound Matarazza. Agakich running it in transition. Sets up in the half court, swings over to Makaluski. Now to the corner, running in with it is Wheeler. Almost lost it, but gets passed away. Matarazza hits the shot. Olivia Matarazza, the first Brookline player to hit double figures today. She's got 11. That pass blocked by Makaluski, but recovered by Mulgrew. Mulgrew gets a pass through to Bingham. Kicks out to Adams. Adams into the corner, trying to run baseline. And a timeout is called by Walpole. Fantastic effort on the pass here. Oh, that wasn't Wheeler, excuse me. Wheeler was in the opposite corner. I misread that completely on that one. Might have been actually Zanini on that pass. But either way, a nice find through a narrow pathway on that pass as Matarazza hits the shot and now has 11. She has surpassed the 10 points she had against the T-Wolves last year, and she reached those 10 points in the waning seconds of that game. Now she's got 11 here in the third quarter. Brookline trying to get back to 500 and secure a win over a highly ranked opponent, granted in a lower division, but still Walpole, who was second in the power rankings in Division II last year and is currently 8th in those same power rankings this year, is a top-level opponent. Inbound goes to Adams, tries for three and hits it. Tori Adams with her first points of the night. She's got 3 and Walpole's got the lead. Agakich looking, gives out Zanini. Back to Agakich to the corner. Wheeler tries for 3, sails it. Rebound, almost had by Makaluski, but it slipped through her hands. Picked up by Bingham instead. Bingham gives to 12, throws up to the corner. Adams fouled by Zanini. That'll be Zanini's first, but Brookline's 4th. So any fouls against Brookline from here on out will send Walpole to the line for the bonus free throws as Bingham tries one. Can't get the rim roll. Rebound by Matarazza, gives to Zanini, throws it across to Wheeler. Wheeler sets up in the half court, throws to Agakich in the corner. Agakich to the top of the key to Makaluski, swings it out. Zanini tries for 3, no good. Rebound picked up by 12. Brookline getting some good looks from 3, but they're just not falling for them. McDonald kicks out to 12, who tries for 3. No good. Rebound Makaluski. Makaluski throws it up to Agakich. Agakich sets up on the wing, gives to Wheeler. Wheeler across to Zanini, to Matarazza. Picked her pocket. McMahon takes it away. 12 running up unopposed. Looks, throws across. McDonald tries for 3, no good. Had the open look, but couldn't get it. Bingham on the putback, no good. Rebound Matarazza. And they're going to call a foul on McMahon for grabbing a hold of Matarazza's arm on that one. Now Emily Mulgrew checking back in for Walpole. Makaluski walking it up, gives it to Zanini, to Matarazza, out to Agakich, tries for 3, no good. Rebound, Wheeler. Wheeler passes out Zanini, gives it to Makaluski. Makaluski tries to drive in and gets fouled as she collides with Bingham. I'll tell you, if there's a player that Brookline hopes commits more fouls, it's Bella Bingham. And right now, she's got 3 personal fouls and 3 team fouls for Walpole here in the third. As Zanini knifing through and gets hammered, but no foul call. That was strange, as running with it was Mulgrew, but it's stolen away by Matarazza. Throws it up to Zanini, trying the fast break. Hits it! Olivia Zanini didn't get the foul call, but did get the clean bucket on the fast break. Swinging it around, McDonald for 3, sails it, caught by Makaluski on the rebound, and a reach foul is called against Walpole, against McMahon. Once again, that's 4 fouls on Walpole now, so any fouls from either side is going to result in a trip to the line as Brookline leads 37-36 with 38 seconds to go here in the third. Makaluski with it. Pass gets to Agakich. Agakich has picked up her dribble, passes to Wheeler. Wheeler back to Agakich. Cross to Makaluski. Makaluski Throws to Zanini. Zanini knifing through, almost lost the ball. Kept it in bounds somehow to Wheeler. Gives out Agakic, tries for three, hits it! Nefeli Agakic with 10 points today. The second Brookline player to reach double figures. Ball stolen by Matarazza as time ticks away on the third quarter. Brookline leading Walpole 40-36 at the end of 3. And once again, I know she's only got 2 points today, but how about the efforts of Olivia Zanini? Fighting through defenders, chasing down the ball she almost gave away and keeping it inbounds, getting it to Wheeler, who got the assist to Agakic. As Agakic joins Olivia Matarazza in double figures with 10. During this break between the third and fourth quarter, I remind you this broadcast is brought to you in part by Esch Dental. Does anxiety keep you from seeking the dental care you need? You are not alone. Esch Dental gets it. They get you. Esch Dental in Coolidge Corner offers many options for management of dental anxiety. Go online to eschdental.com or call 617-566-0103 to book your consultation. Once again, eschdental.com or call 617-566-0103. And you can find all that information in the description section down below. It's coming down to the wire here at Schluntz Gym. 40-36 is the score in favor of the home team Brookline Warriors. Here we go, 8 minutes on the clock for the fourth and final quarter here. Walpole with the ball, this is Adams. Throws to the corner to 12. 12 tries for three, sails it. Rebound lost, picked up by Gallivan, but the pass missed. Ricochets back to Wheeler. Wheeler walks it up. Throws across Makaluski. Makaluski looking around, fighting through, running floater, no good. Rebound Matarazza, but lost it, picked up by Zanini, who draws the foul. Once again, Zanini has been hustling off the bench for Brookline, grabbing several rebounds and loose balls, picking up a couple of assists, and now going to the line. Off on the first free throw. That foul called against Moran Gallivan, her third personal first team foul. Zanini misses them both. Rebound collected by Mulgrew, gives inside to Gallivan, back out to Mulgrew. Mulgrew throws it over to Adams. Adams, hands off, three ball attempted, no good, in and out. Rebound Matarazza. Gallivan couldn't get that three ball to go. Agakic runs it across half court, throws to Wheeler, to the corner, Makaluski. Makaluski running in, tries another running floater, no good again. Rebound picked up this time by 12, gives to Mulgrew, who runs it across half court, throws it up to Adams. Adams, three ball short, rebound Matarazza. Gives to Makaluski. Makaluski chucks it up to Zanini. Zanini running in, kicks out. Agakic tries for three, no good. Rebound picked up by Mulgrew. Mulgrew in transition, stops and retreats. Chucks one across. Now they go inside. Gallivan fighting, travels. Oh, that was Bingham actually, not Gallivan. Bingham with the travel as she hit that shot, but it will not count. Jada Kimbrough subbing back in for Brookline, replacing Olivia Zanini. Kimbrough walking up with it. Pass almost got away, but Agakic tracks it down, chucks it across to Kimbrough. Kimbrough looking, back to Agakic on the wing, throws to Wheeler in the corner, back out Agakic, back to Wheeler. Wheeler running baseline, pass through to Matarazza, but it's poked loose. They go to the floor for it as Wheeler dives on the ball. Oh, I think they called 3 seconds in the key on the Brookline offense as they spent too much time trying to recover that loose ball. They really needed a timeout call there, but they didn't get it. Walking it up is number 12. Throws it. A 3-ball attempted, no good from McDonald, but the rebound collected. Throw up top to 12, inside, tipped away by Makaluski, picked up by Agakic. Agakic on the fast break, running, goes inside, layup, no good and no foul despite the collision. No foul called either way as 12 throws it up to Gallivan, out to Adams. Adams running in, fighting through, shot, won't go, and they call the foul. They're going to call that on Makaluski. That's 4 against the Brookline freshman as she's running into foul trouble here in the fourth and final quarter. .12 inbounds out to Adams, gives back to 12 in the quarter, back to Adams, back to 12. 12 from the top, tries for 3, no good. Rebound bouncing along, picked up by Kimbrough. Kimbrough trying to take off with it. Kimbrough running, Kimbrough going up, and fouls no longer exist here at Schlentz Gym as Kimbrough collides, gets hit on the arm, and no foul is called. Again, have to respect that it's not our call to make, but I don't understand. You know, even if it was somehow an offensive call, I would have understood after a collision, but no call either way was just strange to me. But again, it's not my call to make. Wasn't my play to see. Agakic looking, has picked up her dribble, somehow gets passed away to Matarazza, throws it into a cutting Kimbrough for 2. Great cut by Kimbrough, great find by Matarazza. Kimbrough now with 9 tonight. Ball thrown across, 12 for 3, no good. Rebound Wheeler. Wheeler covered tight by Adams, throws it up to Makaluski, who brings it across half court. Makaluski running in, and ball's taken away. Thrown up, Bingham in transition, knifing through, hits the layup. 16 points now for Bella Bingham, but Brookline still leads by 4. As Brookline went on quite the scoring stretch there. As we take a look at the replay of that last bucket, take a look at Matarazza. The no-look pass. I didn't even realize. Olivia Matarazza, more like Magic Matarazza, with a no-look pass there that completely fooled the defender. You could see on the replay that the defender was watching Matarazza's eyes and started to jump out to the perimeter to try and cover where they thought Kimbrough was, but Kimbrough was cutting to the basket. That was beautiful. (42-38), the Brookline advantage, 4.5 to go. Kimbrough walking it up, gives to Makaluski, back to Kimbrough, back to Makaluski. Inside Matarazza, outside Agakic, around to Makaluski, over to Kimbrough, now to Wheeler, out to Kimbrough, back to Wheeler, and back to Kimbrough. Brookline trying to find an opening. Makaluski now with the ball, trying to fight her way through, and they call a travel before she could get the pass away to Matarazza. Walking it up now for Walpole is number 12. 12 running to her right. And, oh, I think they called either a travel or a double dribble on 12. I couldn't see the official. Oh, wait, they called a foul? Okay, that was a foul on Brookline. I thought it was a traveler or something, but I think they're saying that a Brookline defender reached in. As that inbound goes out to McMahon, gives to McDonald, tries for 3 and hits it. Katie McDonald with her first shot in a while. She's now got 9. Kimbrough throws across to Aga Kitch. Aga Kitch back to Kimbrough. Kimbrough deflected but gets to Aga Kitch. Aga Kitch retreats, double teamed, gets the pass away to Kimbrough. Kimbrough trying to knife through, knocked loose, picked up by Aga Kitch, knocked loose again. Aga Kitch recovers, chucks it across to Kimbrough. Kimbrough trying to fight through, lost the ball, knocked away by Bingham. Bingham running up with it, shot, won't go. Well defended by Kimbrough as Matarazza picks up the rebound. More physicality with no calls, but you know what? Both ways, the refs are just letting them play. Aga Kitch tries for 3, no good. Rebound. Kimbrough recovers it. Great offensive board by Jada Kimbrough as Brookline resets on offense. Makaluski couldn't fight through. Ricochets back to Aga Kitch. Throws it across, intercepted. Fast break chance for McDonald, and she hits this one and becomes the second Walpole player to reach double figures with 11, as those 5 points she hits by herself give Walpole back the lead 43-42 with 2:35 left to play. You know what? It's getting late in a close game, and the refs are letting them play. You know, we've seen a lot of physicality. It looked like McMahon got sandwiched between a couple Brookline players on a loose ball, but still no call there. And then, like I said before, we saw what I thought I saw Kimbrough get hacked on a play on a transition layup, but no call on that either. And, you know, I always say the refs do a thankless job for very little payout here. You got to respect that it's their call to make and that we need them here to do this job. And that they have a different viewpoint than what we have up here in the stands, so they're probably seeing a different play than what we're seeing. So even if I disagree with calls sometimes, I always say respect that it's still the ref's call to make. Kimbrough gives to Aga Kitch. Matarazza at the top of the key, throws it out to Wheeler. Wheeler over to Kimbrough. Kimbrough gets it over to Aga Kitch. Goes inside to Matarazza again, out to the corner, Makaluski. Pass out, Aga Kitch from the wing for 3, no good. Rebound Wheeler, Wheeler put back, draws the foul. Wheeler had very little angle for that putback shot, and it showed with the way it went off the side of the backboard, but managed to draw the foul and will have a chance to try and tie it up and possibly take the lead here with 2 free throws. Banks in the first. 3 points so far for Wheeler tonight, all of them at the stripe. Olivia Zanini back in the game, replacing Jada Kimbrough. In and out on the second. Wheeler goes 1 for 2 at the line and ties it up at 43. Bingham chucks one up to McDonald. McDonald out to 12. 12 surveying. Over to McDonald on the wing. McDonald out to 12. 12 surveying off a screen. Goes for the pick and roll. Pass is snagged by both Wheeler and Bingham as that sailed over everybody. Possession arrow to Brookline on the jump ball. And you can see that once again, Brookline has Wheeler playing man-to-man defense against Bella Bingham, while the rest of the Brookline defense plays zone. Aga Kitch gives to Zanini. Zanini knifing through, throws to the corner. Makaluski back out to Zanini. Zanini over to Aga Kitch. Aga Kitch doubled, needs a passing option, and they call the jump ball, and it gives it back to Walpole. A minute and a half to go, just 90 seconds until the end of regulation, and we're knotted up at 43 apiece. Whoever scores next, it's going to be a huge bucket as McDonald gives to Bingham. Bingham over to 12. 12, pass deflected but recovered by McDonald, gives back to 12. 12 from the top, off a screen, running in, tries a long 2, no good, gets her own rebound, step back, try for 3, hits it. I still can't hear from the PA announcer who number 12 is, and they were not on my roster. But they've got 8 points tonight as they hit a huge three-pointer there to give Walpole the lead. And again, I've been talking all night and throughout the season about Brookline's struggles on rebounds. And you could see what Walpole was doing, being able to move around and forcing Olivia Matarazza to come out from her spot under the hoop in the zone defense, taking advantage of Brookline's man one and zone kind of scheme there, forcing Matarazza out of the paint so she wasn't under there to collect the rebound. And so it bounced right back to number 12, who then took advantage with a big three ball there. 46-43 the score, and Brookline is going to need some clutch performances here down the stretch. They've had a couple of close games that they've lost down the stretch against Needham and Framingham. Can they come through clutch here? Zanini throws to the corner. Makaluski for three. Off the mark. Might have been blocked. Jump ball forced by Aga Kitch. Possession arrow to Brookline. Big play from Aga Kitch there to keep possession. Now Aga Kitch looking for the inbound. Goes for Matarazza, but it's knocked away. Picked up by McMahon. Throws it up to Bingham. A big takeaway from the Walpole defense. Bingham dribbling against Wheeler. Throws it. Dribbling with it, Adams gets the pass away to McDonald, throws to the corner, 12. They're just trying to hold it and kill clock. Throws it over to Adams. Adams gets fouled by Zanini. That'll be the third team foul with 28.1 seconds left, 16 seconds on the shot clock. Zanini's second personal. If Brookline gets the ball back with no points allowed, they'll have 12 seconds to try and get a shot off. As a little bit quick on the foul trigger there, they assume Brookline is fouling, but I think Brookline might have been going for the trap there. Another inbound, Adams dribbling into the trap, but dribbles out of it, throws a pass, complete. And they call another foul on Aga Kitch for cutting off Bingham, and that's going to send Bingham to the line for two, as that'll be the bonus free throws. Bingham hits the first, and it's a big one to hit because that makes it a two-basket game. Brookline's going to need to make a bucket and then foul and get the ball back as Bingham hits both. Brookline needs a 2 and a 3 to tie this one up as Brookline calls timeout. Boy, it's just a backbreaker. When they were tied at 43, you know, Brookline kind of went cold on their shots for a stretch. Those turnover problems and those rebounding problems reared their ugly heads. That big three-pointer from number 12 made all the difference. And now 2 free throws from Bella Bingham, who now has 18 points in this game. What Brookline needs here, they need a quick basket. Then they need to either steal the inbound or quickly commit a foul and hope that Walpole doesn't hit their free throws. But first things first, Brookline has to run the length of the floor here with 16.2 seconds left. Walpole defense is going to blitz, so they're going to need a passing option as quickly Bingham fouls Zanini. That's 4 fouls on Bingham, 3 on Walpole. The inbound goes to Wheeler. Wheeler runs across half court, gives to Agakich. Agakich off a screen, tries a desperate three, won't go, in and out off the rim. And that is going to be your ball game as Walpole dribbles it out. Walpole finishes strong in the fourth quarter and takes the win away from Brookline. The final score, Walpole 48, Brookline 43. Brookline manages, I think, just 3 points in the fourth quarter. And indeed, that backdoor cut and that no-look pass from Matarazza to Kimbrough was the last made shot from the field for Brookline, as it's flashbacks to the Needham game as Brookline's shots just went cold in that fourth quarter. Final individual point totals for this one. Olivia Matarazza with 11 to lead Brookline, Nefeli Agakich with 10, Jada Kimbrough with 9, Skylar Makaluski with 8, Ivy Wheeler with 3, and Olivia Zanini with 2. For Walpole, Bella Bingham with 18, Katie McDonald with 11, number 12 with 8, Abby McMahon with 4, Tori Adams with 3, and Moran Gallivan and Emily Mulgrew with 2 points each. Well, thank you so much for tuning in today. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you once again to Esh Dental for sponsoring this broadcast. Esh Dental is located right in Coolidge Corner. Book your next dental appointment with local dentist and BHS Sports parent, Dr. Brandon Esch, for the non-corporate personalized dentistry our community deserves. Call 617-566-0103 or go online to eschdental.com to find out more and book your appointment. Once again, 617-566-0103 or go online to eashdental.com. And you can find that link and phone number in the description section down below, as well as a link to the official Venmo account of the Triple Threat Booster Club, the official booster club of Brookline High Girls Basketball. You can also find links related to our local charity spotlight, Brookline Cares. And if you know of any local businesses or charities that you think would benefit from extra visibility on these live streams, I encourage you to get them in touch with me. You can find my information in the description section or in the bottom right corner of your screen. My personal website, jessesports.com, where you can find out more about me, the freelance sports broadcasting services that I provide to various teams, and how you can commission those services for your favorite team. Or if you want to skip past all that, you can email me directly with any questions, requests, or comments you may have. And don't forget to follow me on social media on Instagram and Facebook, where I post highlights from previous live streams. But for this live stream, that's going to do it. Walpole 48, Brookline 43. From Schluntz Gym in Brookline, Massachusetts, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you all for watching, and have a good night.